German food can be different than the perspective the most people having. Like, it's heavy food, it's sausage, it's potato, it's sauerkraut. So we want to bring that one a little bit to a fine dining level. Sühring is located, I would say, for us in the heart of Bangkok. It's a Sathorn area. It's in a residential area surrounded with low-rising buildings, a lot of nature, and actually you're not feeling like you're in a busy city like Bangkok. You're more feeling like a kind of oasis, I would say. Yeah, so actually what we want to do with this atmosphere also, since we was living here first, we want to create that feeling also to the guests that they're coming actually to our home. So you're not really feeling like you're in a restaurant. It's more like coming to somebody's home. We growing up in Germany, and we spent a lot of our time on our grandma's farm, and it brings us a bit of, like Matthias said, it moves you away from the stress, and it relaxes you more and gives you more time for creativity, I would say. He's like 20 years in the business and always cooked food from other countries, let's say, But when we started thinking about the concept of the restaurant, we was actually asking ourselves why actually we never cook professionally wise the food where we grew up with. And what we liked so much when we was kids. I think we start cooking in the kitchen when we was 5 or 6, simple cakes or whatsoever. And then when we moved to our summer breaks to our grandmother, and she have a big farm, how to harvest things and stuff like that. Our grandma's farm looked like a house in nowhere, I would say. So there's just a couple of houses and it's surrounded by forests. There was everything around food, preserving food for the winter time, going to the forest, searching for wild berries and mushrooms when the season allow it. But also they have pigs and ducks and chicken. My personal favorite dish when I was young was, I think before we go to school, called rice pudding with I say plums or cherries, doesn't matter what was it, kind of fruits, and sugar and cinnamon. So it's a warm dish actually, which is comfort food, I would say, easy to eat. And you kids, you like sweet things, of course. Our parents actually talked to us and told us, but you like all the time staying in the kitchen with the grandparents and everything, why are you not trying to make a career out of it? And that was like a switch in mind, and then from then onwards we was like, yes, let's do that one. And then like I say, we started professionally cooking in Berlin and then traveling around, and ever since then we never let our hands go from food anymore. We had the promotion in Bangkok. At that time was 2006. And the promotion was also at the Labour Hotel. He joined later and we cooked for 2 nights. And then we left back to Rome. And then I got actually a call from the management of the Labour Hotel if I would be interested to be chef at the restaurant where we cooked. And so was the story. And I told him I have a twin brother. He worked in Holland and I would love to come, but we only come together. We had a separation like for 2 years. When he worked in Italy, I worked in Holland, but basically all our life we spent kind of together. We challenge ourselves. I think this is maybe the strength points we're having, that nobody wanna be behind the other one. So there's a healthy kind of competition between brothers, which drives us every day forward. I think twins have a little bond. I mean, my thought process will be the same as my brother's thought process, like exactly the same thought and same question on my tongue. One objective of us to having a kind of an emotional cuisine, to maybe cook dishes which long time not been cooked anymore. It's a kind of a signature dish we have since day one in our restaurant. So the signature dish we call Spätzle, which is a traditional egg noodle dish from the south of Germany, which is actually a pasta type with a lot of eggs inside, so which gets very sticky. You put it traditionally on a wood board and then you sharp it into boiling water, so the shape looks always different because it's handmade. And then usually you eat it with crispy onion and with cheese. What we really want to do also with that restaurant is like, holding tight on the heritage, showcasing old dishes, German dishes, old dishes from the region we are coming from. Which, for example, one dish is, we call it Lapskaus, which is actually a dish from the north of Germany, invented 200 years ago for the fishermen when they go to sail to have, preserved food. So basically it's a corned beef, pickled herring, eggs, and so on. So of course we don't do it like the presentation like you see it at that days, but a little bit more refined. But I think the profile of your taste and your memories when you eat it should be exactly the same than you had it like that couple 100 years ago. And that is something which we want to pass on maybe to the next generation, keeping it down on recipe, training our staff here so that they can keep on with traditions. Since we opened 5 years ago, we moved really a lot to support local farmers, community. We try always to be in season, so we're using seasonal ingredients as much as we can. Try to separate waste as much as we can, even if it's a bit more difficult than in Germany, I would say, and in Thailand. And I think we still have a way to go, I believe, but we're on the right way.